Last night, fires and explosions were reported at military targets inside Russia and Russian-occupied parts of Ukraine. 2 Russian villages were forced to evacuate after fires at a munitions depot near the Ukrainian border in Belgorod province. At least 4 explosions also hit near the major Belbek air base, north of Sevastopol, in the occupied Crimean peninsula. Air defenses were also activated near Kerch, the city at the Crimean end of a bridge to mainland Russia, which is a strategically vital supply route that many in Ukraine would like to see destroyed. A series of recent attacks on Russian forces in southern Ukraine and its forcibly annexed Crimean peninsula reveal what Ukrainian officials say is a new strategy designed to take out supply lines in its occupied territories. Mikhailo Podolyak, a key advisor to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, recently described it as designed to create chaos within Russian forces and that such strikes could accelerate over the next 2 to 3 months. Insurgent activity in occupied territories and stealthy strikes possibly carried out by partisans trained by the Ukrainian military have also intensified, with the use of car bombs, targeted shootings, and booby traps on the rise. Ukraine's summer campaign has thus far taken out Russian command centers, decimated ammunition depots, and crippled supply lines with strikes on key pieces of infrastructure across the southern Kherson region. A large-scale push to retake territory, however, has so far failed to materialize, with Ukrainian frontline forces in the south largely pinned down in trenches and facing Russian artillery barrages. These targeted precision strikes that the Ukrainians have been conducting against logistical targets throughout southern Ukraine, as well as in occupied Crimea, are part of a coherent Ukrainian counteroffensive in order to regain control of the west bank of the Dnieper River and the upper part of Kherson Oblast. A lot of the Western observers have been expecting to see a grandiose, large-scale Ukrainian counteroffensive in Kherson, but the Russians have reinforced this territory now and brought in lots of equipment and more units, and they've created multiple prepared defensive lines. The Ukrainian response has since been to degrade the supply lines required to sustain those frontline positions so that over time they might be able to actually break through. The Ukrainians don't want to engage the Russian defenses head-on. What they want to do is to degrade it to the point where it actually becomes manageable. The example of how the Ukrainians retook Snake Island is useful here. The Ukrainians did not retake Snake Island by sending airborne forces or launching an amphibious force to physically go clear the island. Instead, they did consistent strikes on Russian assets that were on the island to make it so that holding the island was extremely costly for the Russians until Russian commanders decided that the costs were greater than the utility of holding it. We're seeing a similar approach now in the south around Kherson and to a degree in Crimea as well.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. He's doing the job every day.